So what are you looking for down there? What are some of the things stories that you're after down there?
Well, two things. I'm actually going to be here with I'm actually on with Tim Foley of Arizona Border Recon. He's done more in this area than anybody else to expose what's happening, really fighting this battle for over a decade. And we're going to be going down there to show what the cartel activity still is, because they're not stopping. The cartels, that's their entire business. So they're working drugs and people, and we're seeing where that movement is shifting to. They're still pushing people across. It's just more remote areas now. We're going to be exposing the NGOs and the leftists that are aiding and abetting them. And then we're going to be shifting our focus. So what can be done, what's being done on the cartels on the Mexico side, and then what's being done on the interior. We're going to be doing more of the ICE ride-alongs. But today, it's really just a status update. What does 6 weeks look like? Under, as you said, we can do a side-by-side. I'm going to be going to many of the same places where there are hundreds of illegals lined up, all being escorted in under Joe Biden, and also areas where there were hundreds of miles that were wide open because all Border Patrol resources had been pulled to process the fake asylum seekers. So we're going to show the difference. It's really the difference 6 weeks, 7 weeks makes. President Trump, America first, Joe Biden, America last.
So, Ben, tell me a little bit about what the drug cartel activity, if not looks like, kind of like their mechanism for getting people across the border. They're trying to go more rural now. So, like, how does that look? Because when I was down at the border, and this was years ago, it would be one of those things where people would come across the border and then they would make their way, somehow get a car to pick them up on whatever one of those interstates is, and then head to the big cities. But they had to go through the not treacherous, but like the vast expanse of the sand dunes out there by the Yuma sector. How does that work exactly? What are they doing now?
It's basically the same. It's going back to the old school model. So if I turn the camera a little bit more, if you go out here, out this way, the further you go out this mountain range, you go towards Nogales, and in between Sassabee and Nogales is pretty much no man's land. It is some of the most rugged, remote terrain in America. Very hot in the summer times, cold in the winter times, and so the more you go in between Nogales and Sassabee, it's more difficult to get to. And so that's what Tim Foley is seeing out here. He's seeing that shift push out there. Now, if you keep going, if we keep turning the camera there, as you come up from the border, there's this group called No More Death. They've got this camp out here that provides food, water, shelter, aiding and abetting to illegals. So that's one of their checkpoints. They also provide food and water as they go. There's all these little checkpoints along the way. And so the illegals in this sector, they basically hopscotch from water point to water point up to this No More Deaths camp. And then along the way, there are multiple places where they can get picked up. Now that the checkpoint's open, they have to go further north in order to get around the checkpoint.